Okay, I don't think I've ever done a live in my entire life, so here it goes. My friend Valera, who was my friend in Peace Corps, he's Ukrainian, wanted to story tell for some of y'all, so I'm gonna wait for him to join and just kind of let him chat. So let's see. Valera told me how to do this. 1 second. 1 second. I'm learning. There he
Hey,
is. There he is. Okay, so like I said earlier, Valera is my friend from Peace Corps. He's Ukrainian. He wanted to get on here to story tell a bit, so I wanted to give him a voice. How are you, Valera?
hey, I'm fine. It's like 5:30 a.m. in
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. He
Yep.
literally set an alarm to do this because this was the only time I could do it. So thanks, Valera.
You're welcome.
Yes.
We decided with Mary to do this kind of live stream to raise more awareness about the war in Ukraine, and maybe some of your followers who is watching this live, will understand more and maybe can spread out and maybe can help, for example, me as a Ukrainian to go wider and connect with international media, international press to talk more and more about the war. So right now I'm originally from Mykolaiv. I was born in Mykolaiv. Probably from news you've heard about
Mm-hmm.
this city. The city is now like defending the south of Ukraine because Russia is trying to invade deeply in the center of Ukraine through Mykolaiv. Yeah, so I'm originally from Mykolaiv, moved to Kiev. So my Kiev is my second home, and unfortunately, due to the war, I have to move to the western part of Ukraine. So right now I'm safe, and
Yay! And when
yeah,
when did you move to the western part of Ukraine? How many days ago?
I think it was the 10th day of war. I don't know the exact day. Sorry, we're here lost
Yes,
in the
lost.
calendar.
I think it's the second week. It's day 15, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it's already started day 16
Hmm.
of the war. So I moved on the day 10th. Yeah. But why it was so late? Because at first, me and my family, we had so much courage to stay in Kiev and fight for our freedom and liberty. Yeah, but while the time was going on, I understand that I became useless and under control of threat and fear, and so useless in Kiev. But I want to help my country and I want to feel safe. So I decided to move on. Unfortunately, my parents stayed in Kiev. They didn't want to go, but I appreciate their choice. And we're always on the phone trying to stay connected.
Hmm.
So,
When you were in Kiev, did you stay in a basement? Where did you stay?
oh, so, uh, So when the war started, it started, and just in case who doesn't know, maybe
Hmm.
on 24th of um, February.
Hmm.
Yeah, and for me, it started from the call of my friend. She woke up. She woke me up at approximately 6 a.m. With the phrase that, "Hey, the war started. Russia
Hmm.
is attacking our cities." And at first, I was like, "Is it prank?" It's like,
You
uh,
didn't believe it at first.
yeah, I didn't believe, and I was thinking like, why is this call so early? I want to sleep. Yeah, but then my friend told me like, "Hey, go check news. They are attacking us." And then I just realized, whoa, it's getting serious.
Hmm.
But what's interesting, my state of mind, I don't know, my emotional state was quite okay. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe somehow I was prepared that it could be.
I
Um,
kind of have a question. Like beforehand, there was a lot of like talk that Russians were in Belarus or by the border. Did you guys hear any of that talk?
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
for I think from the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
um, we heard there are a lot of Russian troops on the Belarusian border and on the Russian-Ukrainian border.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the atmosphere was tense. And then when Russia claimed that like fake republics, like
Like in
kind of,
Donetsk and Luhansk.
yeah, as independent, the atmosphere became more tense,
Mm-hmm.
because it was kind of 22nd or 23rd of February, just before war. He like Putin claimed this fake republic's independent, and me, I'm doing like my acting stuff in Ukraine, and we were about to go to Rivne, it's Ukrainian city, to like perform, to act, to compete, and then in Ukraine, there became a law of mm, not martial state, yeah, martial
Yep.
state, kind of
Yeah,
kind of
Marsh.
kind of martial state, but it wasn't martial state at first, and we were kind of started to be worried, like, hey, what's going on? And then on 24th they invaded us. So at first, and like till I moved to the western part, my emotional state was quite okay. I don't know, maybe I did understand that the war became or something like that, or maybe um, God bless, there was like no missiles in my area, and it was kind of calm, so I didn't realize that they are like bombing us and
Mm-hmm.
etc. But it started at first. I do remember how my mom didn't believe at all
Mm-hmm.
that the war started. She was like, "What?" So like she was asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Mom, like the war started. They invaded us. Like
Mm-hmm.
wake up!" And she's like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anywhere. I have to sell my products. And she went to sleep. And she went to sleep. So, and we have shelter at our house. And the first days when I asked my mom, "Hey, like it's air raid, let's go to the shelter," she was like, "No, no, I didn't believe, blah blah blah." And then when she heard missiles like flying somewhere, but like there was a sound, she started, "Okay, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, and from that point,
So
like,
you could hear it from outside.
yes, 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 we hear like it's explosions, because we lived
Mm-hmm.
quite nearby to the airport Giuliani,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of nearby, I guess, Rostomel and etc. So they were bombing it a lot at the first days. Yeah, and from that point, I guess from the second day of the war, like scary days became, and they were so repetitive,
Mm-hmm.
because we went from the house to the shelter, back and forth all the time, a lot, especially in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sleep a lot in the shelter. My parents went to sleep to home at night, but I kind of was, I was taking care of my life,
Mm-hmm.
so I decided to sleep in the shelter. Yeah, and so it became super tiring to go back and forth. Emotional state also became so, I
Right.
don't know how to say it, and it became hard because everyone's stressing, and we became like to squabble, to have
Mm-hmm.
arguments, just from nothing, because we
Mm-hmm.
are all stressed. We like couldn't sleep a lot. We at my apartment, I didn't sleep on the bed. I moved to the floor,
Mm-hmm.
just in case if I don't know, if missile attacked my house or something like that. So yeah, I moved to the floor, and I always slept with the news, me just to know, to hear that they will be screaming, "Ah, they invaded the capital! Please wake up, everyone!" Yep. And in Ukraine, we had an app that's called like Air Raid. So, and it's like the huge sound, like Air Raid in Kiev, please go to the shelter. And once I downloaded it, I didn't understand that it could be so loud. So I downloaded and I went to sleep. And like my phone was under the pillow, and it went, "Woo, woo," and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So like it became super hard, and then I started to think of moving because I want to, again, as I said, help my country and to be useful. So we agreed with my family that I should move on, and right now I'm in the western part of Ukraine, and my friend's family's apartment. I'm super thankful to them that they hosted me. Yeah.
Is there anyone else staying with you right now that's not part of that person's family?
No, just me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's important to say that like news are telling that. Okay, it's important to say that it's not Russian military operation. It's not just like crisis.
Right.
It's all about Russian aggression. It's all about Russian invasion. It's all about a war that Russia has started. But Russia has started a war back to 2014 when they occupied Crimea, when they entered Donetsk and Luhansk region and they occupied them too. They all these years they were still fighting and killed our warriors, and we all live uh, in the war in Ukraine, but it was kind of Easter, and here we lived in peace. But like from 24th of February, they invaded like the territory because they were bombing like cities all over Ukraine. And you can easily find maps of like first, second days of the war where there are dots where Russia invaded us. Yeah. What's important more from history, and maybe you know or you don't know, we have these conflicts throughout centuries, and as for me, as yeah, literally throughout centuries. If you're interested, go out and check Russian-Ukrainian wars. It's a Wikipedia page, and like there is written all these wars. And so I think this war is kind of the final battle between like Ukraine and Russia and Ukraine, because Russia invaded us. Yeah, final battle to stand out, because this is not just a war. This is genocide of Ukrainian nation, because Putin is a terrorist. I'm like, it's not just high-spoken words. It's true, because I guess 2 days ago they bombed
The maternity
yes,
hospital. Yeah.
yes, in Mariupol. And there were like pregnant women and kids, and they are right now they're not bombing military buildings. They are bombing civilians. They are bombing civil houses, and they didn't allow to make humanitarian corridors. They didn't allow to he didn't allow us to get humanitarian aid to Ukrainian people, because they want our people to accept Russian humanitarian aid, and they want to do it so good on the TV to show that, hey, Ukrainians are finally done. They are asking us for help and blah, blah, blah. And you can see it also from news that Ukrainians do not accept their aid.
Yeah.
And they showing them middle finger. Yeah, and so yeah, and what else about genocide? Because like just few hours ago, there was news that in this war, more Ukrainian civilians died than military Ukrainians fighters who were, I guess you get it, yeah?
Yeah, no, I
So,
get it. More civilians were killed than soldiers.
yeah, than soldiers. That's insane. That like
Mhm.
that shows the true the true face of this war. That's just erasing of our nation, and it's insane that like in 21st century we should go through this. So, and it's scaring because 2 years ago we get pandemic and we're like not kind of over this pandemic. Now we get war, but I think coronavirus is kind of scared and she's like, okay, I went from Ukraine.
Mhm.
The coronavirus just moved. I hope it moved to Russia.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah. Yeah, and talking about genocide, I guess I didn't know what of the war it was, but they bombed the mm, the area which is close to Babi Yar. It's Holocaust Memorial in
Oh yeah,
Ukraine.
the Holocaust Memorial.
Yes, and like they are saying that they are fighting with Ukrainian Nazist fascism. I don't know, but like literally they are those kind of people. And that's crazy how they are all gone insane with this thought to erase Ukraine just because they are not like Putin and all this regime is like scared that Russian people can do the same to them as Ukrainians done in 2014. Because we are strong, we are a brave nation. If we are a nation of freedom. If we do not like something, we will go and we will fight for our rights, and it's in our blood. I'm not lying because I'm seeing from like my side. It's just in routine. If I don't like something or if I don't like someone's attitude to me, and if someone's putting me in the borders, I'll be like, you're not acting to me this way. Yeah. So again, this is important. This is war. This is genocide of Ukrainian nation, and we have to spread more and talk about it.
I mean, it's really interesting what you're saying about all the information Russia's trying to spread, like about how they're bringing humanitarian aid and they're the ones that are helping the Ukrainian people. Have you spoken with, because I do know a lot of Ukrainians do know some Russians living in Russia. Have you like heard from any of like the Russian people about
Yeah.
like what they're
Yeah.
saying, what they're
Like
hearing?
I have some Russian mates, but they are okay. They do not
Yeah.
trust propaganda.
Yeah.
They are super sorry that this stuff is going on. But you know, they are talking. They are telling me that hey, we do not understand why it's so much Russian phobia right now. That everyone hates Russian people, and I'm kind of telling like that's the thing right
Yeah.
now because Putin always before the war started, actual invasion started, Putin always told that Ukrainian people in Ukraine always hate Russia, always hate Russian people. We hate Russian language and we do some I don't know, repressions to Russian spoken people. Yeah,
Russian
but
speaking
by the
people.
way, yeah, but by the way, in my life, I'm speaking Russian because I was born in the south of Ukraine, and my family whole speaks Russia, but Russian language.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. It
So,
it doesn't appeal to the truth,
mm-hmm.
So, and they do not understand. And some, I read posts of some Russian people right now because there are a lot of sanctions,
Mm-hmm.
and like a lot of brands and a lot of companies are quitting
Mm-hmm.
their job in Russia, and everyone just like, oh my gosh, I cannot listen to Spotify. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I cannot watch
Mm-hmm.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's what's on earth? Why it's like why it has happened? I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like the kids are dying
Mm-hmm.
in Ukraine. We are living in shelters,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, but I don't want anyone to relieve this that
Mm-hmm.
what we all are living right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but again, hope like thankfully I have like kind of mm, how to say
Mm-hmm.
consciousness Russian mates, yes,
Mm-hmm.
for understand the situation.
Right. Right. So you've been in the West for how long now?
So if I moved on the 10th day over, I guess it's my fourth day here or
Mm-hmm.
fifth day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and here it become emotionally harder because on the first 2 days at the evening, I was like emotionally high just because of that I'm in a peaceful city, and I
Mm-hmm.
got the dissonance that somewhere it's like missiles, somewhere it's shelling, and I was like, oh no, I'm not doing as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and I should do like more
Mm-hmm.
to be more useful. Yeah. And like actually today it was kind of super hard day because I was like super sad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I miss my home, miss my parents, miss my cat,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just kind of sad day. But it became better because I'm talking right now to you,
Mm-hmm.
and it
My
became
day is so much better because of you.
and it became better because I've seen that your Vision YouTube channel, they've posted our representatives, and because there is mm, kind of like for me, I was kind of nervous whether Ukraine will participate in Eurovision because it's war. And
Okay, I'm
hello,
back.
hello,
I'm back. Okay.
yeah,
My
yeah,
phone just said
whether
my phone just said I hit my screen time limit today, so it like shut off. I was like, no. Go on, yeah.
So whether we can participate or do not because of the war, and we need time to prepare the performance and etc. But they posted it, and I realized that okay, our broadcaster is continue to work, and like this song that is going to represent Ukraine, it's Stefania by Kalush Orchestra, and right now it's kind of anthem of Ukrainians at this war because it's about this song is about mother Stefania, mother of one of the group members,
Mm-hmm.
and we are appealing it to Ukrainian mothers of our soldiers
Mm-hmm.
who are
Screen time limit. I don't know why I popped it up again.
Yep. And talking about Eurovision, that's if you know someone here, it's a huge competition contest in Ukraine, or not in Ukraine, in Europe, and Australia. Australia is participating, so I'm not sure how it's European Song Contest, but back in 2016, Jamala won it with 1944, and she was thinking about the deportation of Crimean Tatars in 1944. But the song became so realistic in 2022 because the words are gone. Like when strangers are coming, they come to your house, they kill you all and say, "We're not guilty, not guilty. Where's your mind? Humanity cries. You think you are gods, but everyone dies. Don't swallow up my soul, our souls." And it's appealing so much. And right, right now when I'm listening to it, when I'm watching the performance, I'm going in like in shivers, and I just like I'm fully right now understand what she's singing about. And it's unfortunately, yeah, and Jamala now is like singing with the song like abroad and raising money for Ukraine. So, for example, she performed in Germany national selection at the final, and during like the show, they raised 67 million euros for Ukraine, and that's insane. Like, we are fighting on different borderlines. Someone from culture front, someone like in the real war with weapons, and yeah. But what I should mention, that now Russia is accusing us in using chemical weapon, that we are producing chemical weapon and will use it against Russia. And as we know, if Russia think that we will use something, they will use it against us. Right now, we're kind of scared that they will use chemical weapons in Ukraine, because as I've read, they used it in Syria somehow, and it's kind of scary.
So, I mean, what would be, I mean, because right now, like you said, like there's a chance of it escalating.
Yeah.
And that's why right now you move to the West. Now there's this threat of maybe some type of chemical something. I mean, obviously, most of my friends are wondering how they can help because they are just, we're watching from
Mm-hmm.
afar and feeling so helpless. So, what would
Yeah.
you want them to know?
First of all, it's to inform people about truth that is going on, that it's not just, in other words, like every war is horrible, but it's the biggest war in Europe since Second World War. Right now, Ukraine is defending the whole Europe from the war. Yeah, first of all, it's informing each other. It's you can read Suspilne News. It's independent Ukrainian media, and it has like a English version of its news, and there are like um, mm, there are news that are not fake. Then you can, as you, Mary, said, and as a lot of Peace Corps volunteers do, they call White House and go on streets and ask NATO to close the sky. It's still important issue because Russia is attacking from the air. It's again bombing our cities. Since war started in Kharkiv, I guess right now the city, more than 400 buildings were ruined by Russia. It's more than 400 buildings. It's humanitarian catastrophe. Yeah. So ask to close the sky. Then inform people. Then if you if you want to help with money, you can donate for Ukrainian army. There are like a lot of sources, but I always spreading the website Stand with Ukraine, and there are a lot of ways you can donate for humanitarian aids, for an army, for kids, even for pets, because there are a lot of pets who also need help. Yeah, and again, it's spreading the word out. Yeah.
No, of course. And I think right now, most of my friends are most like moved by these personal stories. So I want to thank you for even giving this idea to us to do it, because this
Yeah,
is going to spread the most awareness for sure.
I hope. This is Ukrainian motanka. Motanka is like kind of voodoo doll, but this is voodoo doll that is kind of Ukrainian national symbol who are saving us, and people used to do it like back in centuries, and I have done this, I guess, in 2015 when I was just like a kid and we were done at school. And when I was packing my stuff, I found it. I put like the Ukrainian stripe here, and it's with me kind of like the symbol of Ukraine and the symbol of that, like, we will win and we will win, and we will again reconstruct our country. And I'm super welcoming you all to Ukraine in future to come
Yeah, we can
and
all stay with Valera on his couch.
to come and enjoy our peaceful country. Yeah,
Yep.
because we do not want this war. We didn't want this war. It's Russia who wanted it. It's Russian government, Russian people who let the Russian government invade us. But again, as I've said, it's the final battle. It's now final countdown. It's the final countdown. Yeah.
Valera loves singing. Like he loves. If we do stay at his house, we're going to do a whole karaoke performance. So,
Yes.
well, weren't you on Eurovision? Didn't you perform for
As you
Eurovision?
no, but thank you. I will. It's my aim. It's my dream to perform for Ukraine. Yeah, and yeah. So please help via spreading or this life or information about Ukraine. Donate and ask NATO to close the sky. It's really important.
Okay. Well, thank you, Valera, for sharing, and we love you. Slava Ukraini.
Героям
Звичайно,
слава,
платить.
героям слава.
Да. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
to everyone for joining too.
Yeah, and I guess good night to you all.
Yeah, good night
Morning
to
to
good morning to
Ukraine.
you.
Добрий ранок, Україна. Добрий ранок, Україно.